My head hurts for how right I was.
I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class.
Are you glad I
trial.
didn't spoil it for you?
We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
I think that Chihiro was actually a guy. That never even crossed my mind.
Because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
God damn it, Jill.
So
Why is it that every time you open
everything
your
has
mouth,
been
like your tongue,
connected.
something amazing
All the
spills out?
mysteries have finally become...
Seriously, she's fucking amazing. Annoying as hell, but amazing.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
Ah, he's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy, if you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
The fuck is wrong with you?
Douchebag meter has reached critical levels.
Also, what the fuck were you doing in the girls' locker room? And how the fuck did you get in there? What?
No, I am not effing with you
You
right
could have
now.
just stolen
telling
one
you
of
the
the
truth.
things from the...
That is true, but why go through all of this?
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say?
What do you think he did? He did to make the case more interesting for him.
Now then.
That's
if
the
it wasn't
only
you,
goddamn reason
who
this
was it?
cockmuncher did it.
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
Legend, your thoughts?
My head is now hurting even more.
Shall I get you an
We're
aspirin?
seriously
No,
gonna keep
that's
going?
fine.
We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility, because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in. Do you not have a mind of your own? Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway,
You're insulting the ants.
let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? The killer was able to gain access to the real murder, which seems the killer's a guy. Since the crime scene was in the boys' locker room, we would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. That's still not enough. I need some more clues. Oh.
Isn't there a single clue that
Hold on.
might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I think we should just let these play out
Sure, if
once
someone
and
saw
then
the
do these.
killer,
So what do
they
you
would have
think?
said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at
Well,
some
we definitely
point.
have time.
Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind
Oh,
of
wait.
new info.
So let's... Wait, no?
Shoot!
Stop scaring Hana, dude.
Isn't
Ina.
there a single
Ina.
clue that might... Well, did nobody get... I'm sure if someone saw the...
Perhaps someone saw the victim.
Yeah. All we need.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
No, that's wrong.
No, someone else saw Chihiro.
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
Oh, that's
The
right.
rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag, and then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd. Chihiro told me he was in a hurry, but why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Also, would you want to be exercising with Ogre over there?
Well,
I'm asking you right now, Legend. Would you want to exercise and train with Sakura Ogre Ogami?
well, speaking as someone who has trained with someone who could literally break you by kicking you,
Yeah?
I've done it before.
I forgot. Yeah,
Which
moving
means
on.
that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much, enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
What a marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up
Pearls.
with is the culprit, right?
Pearls,
So
I
we just
tell
gotta
you.
figure out
They
who it
fall
was.
for mouth. Ugh. Seems more like swine to
Knowing
me.
what we know, I can't even guess.
Well, I would say the only swine is our culprit here. And Byakuya, because he's a douche.
I was about to say that, damn it.
You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
Oh, that's
You
right.
know who the killer is.
Seriously? Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was...
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on two pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if
We don't have time
the
for that.
equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was
Yeah,
noted, the evidence is already gone.
I think
There's
Yoko
nothing to
would know how to
prove
use it. I wouldn't doubt that now.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse.
Oh, looks like she knows.
All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Celeste, I love ya.
If I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Do you know, Legend?
I remember it was blue.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit.
You wouldn't have one to pick you.
Exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it? First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed.
Alright.
He was on
I'm
his
just gonna
way,
go ahead
so
and fast
next,
forward
why
to...
did he choose?
What do you
Alright.
I got it.
Spell it out for a zero.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as...
No, that's wrong.
How did he know it was blue?
Oh my god.
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
And then I assume he headed off to exercise.
She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you... You just...
Hey, Celeste.
No.
What color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
No.
Before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Legend's just in flabbergasted.
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility.
Cherry?
Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Her tongue is doing the corkscrew! I love this character.
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked
Where
past
were
me,
you last night?
and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
She stuffed the duffel bag in a... He stuffed the duffel bag in a hurry.
Well, she didn't know it was a she at the time.
Yeah, and just like that, she was
when Celeste
gone.
noticed
Damn it!
Chihiro made a point of making sure
Pronouns!
the jacket was completely in the bag.
My mortal weakness.
If you just ran into him briefly,
Well, in this case,
couldn't
pronouns
possibly
are...
have seen what color the tracksuit was.
They've gone to shit.
Pronouns are paramount and bullshit. Sorry, Mondo.
Here, you dug your own
How
grave.
could you?
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did.
And fuck you, Byakuya.
Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with?
Celeste caught on to what Kyoko was saying, so she didn't say what color it was.
Man alive.
Wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it. To put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
The way he talked.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off.
That little haha face.
Yep.
Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happen to refer to him as dude.
Legend, where you're going? Need the screen pillow? You're salty.
I'm eating these potatoes.
He's eating potatoes because he's salty. Those are coated in salt, you know. You're only adding to your salt content.
Move along.
Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You noticed such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
They're the witch!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah! He would never do something like that! This is a false accusation!
Oh god, their broship is going to be ruined.
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come.
What the fuck,
That's
Ifumi?
what my little ghost friend is telling me.
He's referencing an anime somehow. I just fucking know it.
Yeah, that reminds me. Ifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, did your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then, here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
Belong to... It's Chihiro.
We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Or they were both broken at the same time.
There might be some kind of
Or with the
mystery
same
in there
method.
somewhere. How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
How did the handbooks break? By hitting its weak point.
You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that?
Yeah, you specifically told us, you dingus.
Sure, maybe I let that slip. But I never told anyone what the weak point actually was. But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then...
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Huh? You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already! break our own handbooks.
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burned.
Legend just realized something again.
It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around.
Surprisingly, a bit of advice from Monokuma on what to do when you go to a sauna.
So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Wow, interesting. I learned
Okay,
a new
I
fact
want to
today.
point this out right now.
Shoot, Legend.
Up until
That
this
is a
point,
mere
and in every
trifling
single
speck
point
of
thus far,
knowledge.
Monokuma has actually told at least some, if not all, of the truth. He has never actually lied.
He's only ever told half-truths or evaded the truth completely.
Or told full truths with implications behind them.
Yeah, in this case, the implication is we find out who the murderer is.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed.
It would have been someone who had stayed in the sauna for a long time.
Broken their handbook, and maybe swiped someone else's.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
There's two people that this could fall on.
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa, seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Who might have brought their handbook into the sauna? It had to be the one who wore all their clothes into the sauna.
Oh.
Oh, yes, indeedy do.
But he was one of my
Here's
favorite
my
dudes.
Yeah, but he's going so early.
Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember?
And that's how they got their
And for the
sickeningly
contest,
disgusting bro
Mondo
friendship.
just so happened to keep his school uniform.
Damn! Why?
But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Alright, what could it be?
Let's test Makoto's assertion.
If what he says you broke your own, in other words, If then that proves...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just...
Nope.
No, that's wrong.
I thought it was going to be like one of those things where you have to do the absorbing, but
Mondo,
no.
the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't
So
that
if we
violate
opened
the
it up
school
and saw the
regulation
name
that says
Leon's,
loaning out your
then-
handbook is prohibited?
Yep.
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
God damn you,
Well,
Monokuma.
Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch.
What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way, everything will become clear. And we'll all
And here's where we put together the comic of what happened.
Yep, closing argument. See you guys in a moment when I figure this out off screen. Alright?
The killer is... you! First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? Simple, because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet, then removing the bloody poster, and finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course, but this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem.
You might want to fix that, Monokuma.
And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library. And then he got to work.
Damn it, Byakuya.
He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Orada?
Complete. Legend, your thoughts?
Wait. Mondo.
No.
Why?
Where's your evidence? Yeah. Where's your evidence? You need evidence. You need proof. Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him.
Open up the handbook.
Yep.
And see the name.
New element has been added to bullet time battles. Would you like to hear more?
Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit about fever time and nega time. During a bullet time battle, if you press the R1 button, fever time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, even if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. You can push
X square, however you want to destroy the opponent's verbal assault.
But this only lasts until your force gauge runs out, so make the best use of your time. Of course, it would only be fair if you got to access special time, right? We've also prepared something called nega time that your opponents can use. The opponent activates nega time during bullet time battles. Your tempo marker will disappear, making it tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. If you were to activate fever time at this point, no, never mind, I'm sure nothing would happen. Don't know what I was worried about.
Unsurprisingly, if your action difficulty is set to gentle, your opponent won't use nega time.
Good luck and have fun. Guess who we have to use this on?
Oh, no.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False. You're corrupt. Show me some evidence.
This should prove it.
Gotcha, Taka.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he's trying to deny this because he doesn't want to lose his bro.
Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I did it. I killed him.
He just admitted it. That's it. Case over.
It's not over.
Not yet.
Till...
Oh boy,
till
Monokuma
the
coins.
That bastard does his thing.
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just... give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Oh, wait, hold on.
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
one. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Damn it, Byakuya.
Yeah. Ding, 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 ding. God damn it. And with that, the voice acting budget has been cut.
Uh-oh, this time it looks like you got it right again.
Yes, it's so. The Bakken that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was Mondo Owada!
Unbelievable.
In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful.
I refuse to believe it. There's no way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taking a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually,
the story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the circle button to fast forward the text.
Hell no!
Anyway, there was once a young boy. His name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. He heard things like that as long as he could remember. He couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and bury himself further and further into that weakness, to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had to choose that as his way out. Nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, that inferiority complex had taken root deep inside him, and that was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger.
Weak.
Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, the world of survival of the fittest, if you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets.
Lovely and hateful indeed.
Which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro wouldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair. And yet...
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I really don't want to talk about it right now. But I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later? After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone.
Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Now's my
I want to
chance.
change.
Strong enough so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better.
Oh, no.
With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so... that day he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask someone for help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask them help from there. And that person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me.
Yep, it sure was! The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were, so Chihiro probably figured out that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret.
I'll do Mondo from here.
uh-huh.
Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro aspired to.
Maybe talking to Mondo about it will give me some courage. So he went.
Why didn't say Chihiro?
That was a weird thing.
Yes, it was.
That was his aspiration. And he thought that only with Mondo's support could he ever come close to that.
So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did. To keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro.
Huh? What he did? You mean that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room to the girls' locker room?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro.
But how does moving one's body keep a secret?
Because if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity. So, he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook. See?
Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he made to Chihiro, who he also killed?
Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? Why? Why did you...
Because, no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible! Nothing could have been that bad! Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone?
Wrong.
It's impossible!
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it.
Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? The embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know.
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother, his name was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo got on a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did, including that fucking hairstyle.
Oh yeah.
Mondo was the epitome of a starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang, and before anyone knew it, they had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, #1 in the gang, and his #2, his younger brother Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy.
Ew.
But when Mondo started thinking about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation, began to gnaw at Mondo's very soul.
The kid's going to take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader?
Oh, no.
All that'll do is make the gang bad.
Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang. Which is why...
I just...
No matter what, I gotta
fuck
win.
with me.
I don't care what it takes. I'm gonna come out on top.
And on that night of the Amazing Brothers retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck.
Wait, what's that on Daya's back?
That's Mondo's crazy diamond duck.
Oh, Pink Floyd reference!
JoJo reference too.
Fudge!
The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for his victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly...
Mondo, you could have just told us.
Laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words.
My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry.
Of course he knew his brother's fault. It was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened.
Hey, kid. The rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. Because it's the team. You and me put together. It's a promise between men.
He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang, in order to keep the gang together and to keep the promise to his brother. He could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that caused the accident. As a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who bested his big brother. Daya was going to lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to leave the team so bad he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother.
You know, it's just occurred to me, Monokuma is the heavy this time around. The one with the most lines?
Yeah.
Holy crap. I'm
Strong.
strong, 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 strong!
And yet,
As soon as our killing game began, he realized that no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. Monokuma killed his own older brother.
No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I'd been carrying around, it would have been for nothing. So that's why... I...
Mondo.
After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness. Just started swirling around. Never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say. After a while, that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. It was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus!
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry I lied to you.
But why? Why now? Why are you telling me all this all of a sudden?
Huh?
Because, I mean, you kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right,
I
but...
want to change.
I wrap myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever.
His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself.
I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. So you're so strong, it can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us?
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret?
Huh?
I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength I had never had. So I was jealous of him. That jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making fun of me? I'm strong. Are you fucking with me right now?
No!
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo.
I felt like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed, and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Why did you have to tell me all that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I am strong. Strong. I'm strong.
strong, 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 strong. Stronger than you.
Son of a bitch.
And stronger than Daya! Wham! I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet, covered in blood.
He just fucking snapped.
He snapped so hard he couldn't even see himself do it.
Just like with Josuke, he was blinded by rage.
Spoilers, but
yeah.
Jeez. I had that dumbbell in my hand, and I was just staring at him, down on the ground. Hey! I killed
Chihiro.
I killed Chihiro.
Even after all this time.
Even after all this time.
I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. God damn it. Fuck you, Bear.
Look at him, you see? You're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory. For that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in here? Because I sure don't.
Fuck you, Bear.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that.
Just shut up, you son of a bitch! Go ahead, say that again, I dare you!
Yep. Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want to. It's what I want to say, but unfortunately I can't do that right now because it's time for punishing is fast approaching.
Punishing?
You mean execution?
That is what I promised you, right? The blackened that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on!
Then I prepared a very special punishment.
For Mondo Owada, the ultimate biker gang leader.
I think he did actually.
No, he did say that.
Oh, no, he did. Okay.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Brace yourself, kids. Word of advice, this one is the one that made me sick when I first saw it.
That's not advice, that's a warning.
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Mondo has been found guilty. Time for the punishment.
Oh, no. Mondo, bro, why?
God damn it, Monokuma.
Oh, no. I think I know which one you're talking about, too.
The Cage of Death.
Oh, no!
Fucking bear. You said butter for the very first word of this Let's Play. I assumed you knew what this execution was.
Laugh at death and your soul will forever be at peace.
It can't be. My brother.
Another murder and another execution. Guy was spun so fast he was liquefied into butter. That's disgusting. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. Taka's broken. Taka's sad screams invaded our skulls. We were each forced to realize one thing. But he, of course, he had to.
What a disappointment. This is the end of the game. I am going to punch this fucker.
Byakuya?
This.
You're completely insane, you know that? A game? One of our friends is dead. Do you realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do. Because this game is life or death.
Hey.
I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response, except
However.
that I just don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting.
His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of death that chilled me to the bone.
Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
So you ignored the nighttime rule too?
That rule never mattered. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be done.
Well, I don't particularly care. Please continue.
The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse.
What? You mean you actually witnessed the murder?
He was such a fool. He didn't have the slightest idea that I'd seen.
Well.
So, you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed. But if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been?
Fuck you!
I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning.
Double! Fuck!
I'll say
fuck you! God damn it! Choke on my own saliva.
Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. I thought it would liven things up.
You did all that to liven things up?
I see.
So after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create the fake murder scene.
But damn, man. If we hadn't figured out who'd really done it, you would have been dead too, right?
Well, obviously I would have revealed the truth before it reached that point. Of course.
Byakuya turned and looked me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me.
Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did. And I was able to perform an interesting experiment.
Yeah, fuck you too, Fancy Pants.
Interesting.
Once I do decide to become blackened, I now know who I have to watch out for.
Or be the first target of him.
What?
Correct.
What?
So that was your reason. Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes, we're done listening to your story. Moving on. There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh, I'm up next.
You like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is, why?
Don't you like them? But you know, this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair is my gift to mankind itself.
What?
You're over-exaggerating.
I am not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope into despair.
What do you mean?
Mean? Mean? Mean?
What the heck?
Mean. Good grief, I don't understand why you have to pick apart every stupid little thing.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. In the end, I'm gonna stand alone as the victor, and then everything will be revealed to me.
Ooh.
Ah, the noble son of a noble family. Truly, you understand me. I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship.
That's enough.
Oh, my head! Shut up. I would never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you. Let me just say this. After I have achieved complete victory, you're next. I'm going to find you and kill you. Understand?
In the name of my family.
In the name of the Togami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled
Oh,
up.
so cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you.
I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you.
Temper. Sounds like someone needs a nap.
Monokuma's laughter peeled across the courtroom and the curtains closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue, because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell and had more of a future than us. I feel sorry for the puppy.
I feel sorry for us. I feel sorry for me. I still have to go through more of this.
By the way, the next trial is my least favorite.
Oh no!
All of our courage, all of our effort, our friendship, it felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now. So just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
There's something I'd like to ask
you. As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Who is it? The 16th high school student.
Ooh, my, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
Chapter 2, Boy's Life of Despair. The end. 10 students remain.
And with that...
Oh! We got Mondo's jacket.
No!
And with that... we'll see you all in the next episode. Bye, guys.